guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video where we will give you very interesting Liverpool news. And are you worried about Liverpool having their front three players' contracts running down in 18 months or less than 18 months? Both Salah, Mane and also Bobby Firmino will be out of contract, and at the moment there is no imminent announcement whether Liverpool will sign a new will extend the contracts of Mane or Firmino. I think the Salah contract talks are progressing nicely because Salah's agent has recently tweeted Fabrizio Romano, which means that maybe there will be an announcement imminent about Salah's new contract. But the reports coming from Spain are very worrying, because they are saying that Liverpool are prepared to sell Bobby Firmino at the end of the season, and they already offered him to Barcelona for just 20 million euros. How does that make you feel? Do you think Bobby Firmino with 1 year left on his contract is just worth 17 million pounds? When I mean Chris Wood went to Newcastle for 25 million, and yes, he's worth that much for Burnley. But I think Firmino should cost at least 30 million, even with 1 year left on his contract. And I don't think Liverpool will keep all three players after next season, so beyond next season, because the FSG model, we always are looking for players who are between 22 and 26 years old. And if we sign maybe Rafinha or Federico Chiesa or somebody of that ilk, and put Jota up front, Salah on one side, Mane on the other, and we have another forward player like Rafinha, who is like 25 years old, who is a lot younger than Bobby Firmino, I think that would be Liverpool's preferred option. And if I absolutely had to choose who to sell, I would choose Bobby Firmino, only because his numbers are not as great as Mane or Salah. But Bobby Firmino is a relentless pressing machine. Luckily for Liverpool, we already also have Diogo Jota, who is a lot younger, who is also a pressing machine. And in an ideal world, I think Liverpool should extend all three contracts, maybe by just 1 or 2 years. So give them like 1 or 2 year rolling contracts. But the big problem was with Wijnaldum, for example, he wanted a longer contract. He wanted another 4-year contract. And FSG are not willing to extend players who are already 30 years old. They are not giving them long contracts in case their form and starts to plummet and they become injury prone. Players over 30 years old tend to do that. Because of public pressure and Liverpool fans' pressure, they gave Henderson a new contract. And I think they should give Salah a new contract. I think they should give Mane a new contract. And I even think they should give Bobby Firmino a new contract. Don't get me wrong, I love Firmino, I absolutely adore him. He's one of my favorite players at Liverpool. He's very, very good. You know FSG's model, and I'm talking about the realities. The cold hard truth is that probably Liverpool want to cash in on at least one of these three players before their contracts run out, and maybe extend contracts of the other two. Liverpool surely have a plan in place, a transfer strategy in place, because to lose all three of your front three players in the same summer is incomprehensible, it's unthinkable, and it would absolutely destroy Liverpool's hopes of even challenging for titles and trophies. This current Liverpool, which under Jurgen Klopp, we grew accustomed to Liverpool challenging for Premier League titles and challenging for Champions League trophies. That Liverpool would be absolutely finished if we let two of the front three go. Maybe if we replace Mane and if we replace Mane and Firmino with Rafinha and Chiesa, maybe that's a scenario where I would see Liverpool maintaining enough goal scoring threat to challenge for trophies. But Liverpool would need to put some serious money on the table if you want to sign big talented players. There is an argument to be made if you can sell Mane for like 40 million this summer, and if you can sell Firmino for another 20 million, that would really help Liverpool financially to bring in two younger guys who will be on lower wages, who will be a lot younger, and you can amortize their wages and their transfer fees throughout their 5-year contracts. But I don't want to lose both Mane and Firmino in the same summer. I think it would be absolutely devastating for Liverpool. And I think this rumor comes from Diogo Jota being so good. He's second in the Premier League top scorers chart, and even he missed some big chances this season, Diogo Jota, so he could have scored even more goals. I think that if Jota wasn't this good, there won't be these kind of rumors that Liverpool are looking to sell Bobby Firmino. But I just want to hear from the Liverpool owners or from somebody who is responsible for Liverpool transfer strategy, what is the plan? Because Salah, Mane and Firmino, who has been Liverpool's front three for the last 4.5 years, all of their contracts are running down, and so far there are not even a hint of Liverpool having contract talks with Mane and Firmino, which is really worrying to me. I'm a little bit less worried about Mo Salah because there has been a lot of talks on his contract, but to not even sit down with Mane and Firmino when they just have 18 months left on their contract is very worrying, because players usually nowadays, I mean, look at how many free agents are signing for each club. Each summer it grows bigger and bigger. Paris Saint-Germain signed Donnarumma as a free agent, Messi as a free agent, Sergio Ramos as a free agent, Wijnaldum as a free agent. And more big players are running down in their contracts because they just see big fat dollar signs at the end of their contracts. They see big clubs, instead of giving the other club a transfer fee, they give a big bag of money to the player himself, and that's why these big players are running down their contracts. It's all about the money, and I don't think Firmino or Mane would want to leave Liverpool, but if Liverpool are not prepared to pay them a good wage and also give them another 2 or 3 years as a new contract, they will look to move on. And then Liverpool will have to replace them. And this will be a monumental shift. And Liverpool need to get this right. If Liverpool don't get replacing Firmino and Mane right, then Liverpool are finished. For the next 5, 6, 7 years, we could be in the doldrums like Manchester United. Like, look at Arsenal. When the money ran out for Arsene Wenger, they were finished. They were only finishing in the top 4, and then they were even out of European competitions. Look at Tottenham. They were in the position of strength, finishing in the Champions League final, finishing second twice in the Premier League, or at least like challenging for the title. They didn't invest in their squad, and then now they are a European Conference League team, and they couldn't even qualify from the group. And Liverpool face a similar scenario if we don't invest into our team, into our club. And I don't think FSG will be ever forgiven if they do that. If we don't invest in the next 18 months into big attacking players, no matter what happens with Firmino, Salah and Mane, even if we extend all 3 of their contracts, we have to sign a younger striker. And that's why I think Liverpool won't have money and won't have room to keep all these players, plus sign a younger striker, somebody like Rafinha. I keep mentioning him because he's the kind of profile that Liverpool will be looking at. And Rafinha's agent Deco confirmed that Liverpool held talks with him and Rafinha's representatives, but no official offer came in because Leeds United didn't want to sell Rafinha. But as soon as Liverpool hear that Rafinha is for sale, Liverpool will move. The big question is, what is Liverpool's plan? What are they planning to do with Mane, with Firmino, with Salah? I just pray to God that we extend the contracts of Salah and Mane. I think they are absolutely crucial to Liverpool's near future. For the next 2 seasons, they can still do a fabulous job. In Salah's case, I think he can still do it in 4 or 5 years. I'm not so sure about Mane because his form has been very inconsistent, up and down. But we don't know if that's down to his age or if that was just down to playing behind closed doors and Liverpool having so many injuries and the team tactics being disrupted. I think we should judge them at the end of the season, and maybe that's what Liverpool are planning to do. Maybe Liverpool are planning to do just to wait until the end of the season, see how Mane, Firmino and Salah does, and then decide whether they give contracts to each one of them individually. They will decide based on the numbers. But I mean Firmino, this is his 7th season. He has been a brilliant servant for Liverpool. Even if we sell him in the summer, he will go down as a Liverpool legend, even though I don't really want Liverpool to sell him. But I can understand why Liverpool might be thinking, these players are 30, 31 years old. We have to sell one of them this summer, and maybe we sell another next summer. What I don't want to happen is for any of them to leave on a free transfer. That would be disastrous. Maybe the Firmino one is the only one that I can see Liverpool maybe thinking, you know, we can't really sell him for a lot of money in the summer. Keep him for another season. Help him. Let Firmino help Liverpool, and then he can leave on a free transfer. But to lose Mane or Salah on a free transfer, even when they are 31 years old, you are talking about a player. In Mane's case, he's worth at least 50 million, even at 30 years old. In the case of Salah, he's worth 100 million. You can't, when you are in the financial position of Liverpool, not signing a big player for like 2 years now, you have to either extend their contract or sell them in the summer. And that's my biggest fear. If Liverpool can't extend the contracts of Salah, and if they are not even talking with Firmino or Mane, what is the plan for the summer? Are we seriously going to sell 2 or 3 of our attacking players? Then you have to replace 2 or 3 at the same time. And Jamie Carragher has warned about this for years, that Liverpool just can't arrive at a scenario like that, because then all the clubs will know that Liverpool have a big money to burn, and they will ask for ridiculous amounts even for decent young players. And Jurgen Klopp is a huge fan of Bobby Firmino. He said that he didn't invent the false 9 position, but I'm sure that people with football knowledge know how amazing Bobby Firmino has been and how he interpreted the false 9 position. Books will be written about that when Firmino retires or after Firmino retires. So it's pretty clear every time Jurgen Klopp talks about Firmino, he absolutely loves him to bits. The Liverpool fans love him to bits. So it would hurt, even though in my head I know that it would make sense. If you don't want to give Firmino a new contract, it makes sense to sell him when he still have some value, but it would still sting and it would still hurt losing one of my favorite players from Liverpool. Let me know what they think about all of this. Jurgen Klopp said, Firmino is a ball chaser. He's incredibly smart with all the things he's doing. Technically, he's on the highest level and he's able to play in the smallest spaces. He can make incredibly good decisions in a really short space of time. And on top of that, he scores goals as well. And the same can be said about Mane and also Salah. We just can't lose Mo Salah, honestly. He's the one player that Liverpool just cannot lose, because otherwise you can't replace him. Salah is in the top 5 best players ever to play for Liverpool, and also in the Premier League. He's in the top 5 best players. You can't replace him. You just can't, unless you sign Mbappe or Haaland, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon with FSG as our owner. But some transfer experts claim that FSG would allow one of them to leave if they got a decent offer for either Mane, Firmino or Salah that met FSG's expectations. The plan was to sell one of the front 3 next summer. So that's what some journalists are saying. And apparently Jurgen Klopp, according to the Daily Mail, has agreed to sell Bobby Firmino. I don't think that's true, but that's what some newspapers are reporting. So what do you think about it? Let me know, I would love to hear your opinion. And James Pearce and John Muller has claimed that Liverpool will be looking to boost their attacking department, their forward line, in the summer by signing an attacking player. This is what they said. Liverpool will be looking to enhance their attacking department in the summer. There is much to sort out, not least the contract situations of Salah, Mane and Firmino. who could be entering their final year by then. The front line needs to be gradually refreshed. They need a signing capable of making the same kind of impact as Jota following his £45 million move from Wolves in 2020. And that's exactly the kind of transfer that Liverpool need to make. Another Diogo Jota. As I said, Rafinha would be perfect in my opinion at just 25 years old. And why not bring him in this January transfer window? That would be fantastic in my opinion. But James Pearce also confirmed that Liverpool are not looking at the moment to dip into the January transfer window unless a major injury crisis happens in either the attacking department or in the midfield area. In the absence of Salah and Mane, Jurgen Klopp is relying on Jota, Firmino and Minamino to step up and deliver. Origi is coming back from injury and that should also help ease the goal burden before the cavalry return from Cameroon. I love that phrase. Yeah, Mane and Salah are indeed the cavalry. So yeah, let me know what you think about all the things that we talked about in today's Liverpool transfer news episode. I really hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.